Okay, so the point of our fun music was we're talking about challenge groups today. And it's your challenge group is what you bring to it. It's your energy. We know that you can't play music in a challenge group, but your energy, your positivity, your that reflects in your challenge group. So dancing is not my favorite thing to do, but I do love to listen to music, and like that gets me in a good mood. It gets me. I always put on music before my workout. So that same kind of energy it needs to be translated to your challenge groups. And we have a lot of good stuff that we want to talk about challenge groups, but we just kind of wanted to start out with, what are you just like there daily? If your challenge group is lacking, if it's not great, good for you. But if it's lacking, are you just there like kind of boring and just kind of moping through the day? Because if so, that's probably why your challenge group isn't all that fun.
And let me stop you. Like Kate and I have been doing groups for 2.5 years, and like we've gone through like months of every month saying like, oh my God, this is so slow. What's going on? And when like recently, like within, I guess like 6 weeks ago or so, like we kind of had this like, well, we're not really in it. Like we're bored. So of course, like they're going to be bored. And, so like we started changing like our view, and it's fun again. And it's the whole point. Like it was our favorite thing when we started. So even though they can feel monotonous or the same or boring or repetitive,
they are our business. They are the bread and butter of your business. So we have like legit step-by-step like things that we're doing to make our challenge groups better. But it's kind of funny because when we went to leadership in California, like corporate made such a big deal about how the best coaches, the best advocates of Beachbody come from challenge groups. They come there. It's not the people that just want to get rich quick and they sign up to coach and then quit. It's the people that get results, that love their challenge group, that just are like, oh my God, this changed my life. And I promise you, the only reason that they love their challenge group is because of you. It is you and what you tell them that motivates them every day to stay instead of quit. And so if your challenge groups are lacking, it is time to step up, because that is where you're going to see your business take off. And, last month I was telling Deidre when we were prepping for this call, it was my second month to not hit Success Club 10. Well, maybe not. I didn't hit Success Club 10. Maybe it was my third month. And I was kind of bummed about it. But literally, like, I only had 4 people, and I went in with them, and I know everything about them. And they sent me weekly pictures, and I sent them collages of their pictures. Like, I went all in with these people, and these people are going to be my coaches one day. They haven't signed up yet. I haven't just wrote them off. Like, I'm still going to keep in, they're now in my next challenge group. But it's like, I don't want to call it babysitting, but you are their, what's the word? Like, you're their cheerleader. You are their person. And like, as much as you probably feel like you don't have time to keep up with a bunch of other women, like that's a part of this job. Like, I know posting is time consuming. I get all that, but your best people that are going to give you commission and that are going to give you a team and are going to create a team of yours, they're going to come from the little ladies in your challenge group. So it's time to buckle down and just completely revamp our challenge groups.
And let me ask you something, like, how many of you are truly like legit excited about Core de Force and the test group? Anybody? So we have been kind of setting this up. We have been talking about it. We've done live calls in the team page. We're talking about the workouts. We're doing that prep work for our group. Even though you're already all a coach, you still, like, you can feel right now that excitement. That is how somebody that is brand new, it's their first ever challenge, like, they had to talk themselves in, they had to trust you, they followed you, they spent time, now they spent their money. Like, you have them pepped up, before they're ever even in your group. They've already now they've invested. Now they're waiting on their box, just like you are. Like this call and like this topic could not be more perfectly aligned because Court of Forces today. And like, how has our team page been? It's been freaking on fire. It's like, when can we order? What can we do? Oh my gosh, it's not on Bod yet. I'm starting with y'all. Like, the energy is amazing. And it's because we've been doing that prep work and we've been talking about it and we've been getting ourselves like psyched. So those people that are now waiting, you know, with you, they're waiting on their box, they're getting excited, they're getting pumped. Now you have them in your group. So like, it's like, yes, like all of that excitement, they're ready to just roll with that exciting momentum and go. So
things that
what can we start with?
So what I want to start with is, you know, we're talking about Sister Empire, but let's just say you have one challenger, okay? You have one challenger, you got one person to commit with you. First off, do not be bummed about that. Do not feel like that's not enough. That is enough. One person is more than none. And I've rechanged my mindset, and like, I appreciate, you know, when you get so excited about, oh, I'm just going to sell 21 Day Fix to everyone or whatever. Well, it's not always that easy. Like, you've got to break it down and literally look at one person. Like, literally, they are a person. They are trusting you. They're in your circle now. So you say you have one person. We did that contract. Like, you could totally make your own contract. It took me like 5 seconds. You could make your own contract. You could email it to them. Like, make it seem professional. The more professional it is, the more serious they're going to take you. They've already laid $140 out on the line, so they're pretty invested at this point. But make them give you their word. Make a contract. I did it on Microsoft Word. I saved it, whatever, put it in Sister Empire. Like, you could email that to them. Make them email it back to you. One thing that Deidre and I wanted to start with is, like, first, okay, you decide the rules, bottom line. So what Deidre and I tell you tonight, if you feel like this is too harsh or too hardcore, that's fine. We've been doing this for 2.5 years, so we've kind of been able to see what works and what doesn't work for us. But you decide the rules, so please keep that in mind. But with saying that, you know, do you want a challenge group that's pretty lax and they can check in if they want, they don't have to if they're having a bad day, you know, on and on? Or do you want it that they're committing, they're signing a contract, they've put their money on the line, you are their person for the next 3 weeks, no matter what? Like, and you tell them, look, you're committing to me, and so if you don't show up, you better believe I'm going to text you. First off, that was another thing, is we think that you should get your challenger's phone number, make it even more personal. I mean, you don't want challengers blowing up your phone all the time, so I wouldn't give it to them probably right away. But if they don't check into the group, you can tell them, first, I'm going to contact you on Facebook. If you don't respond to me on Facebook, then I'm going to text you. If you don't answer me back on text, then I'm going to call you. Like, let people know that you're going to make them show up, because hopefully you're not going to have to do all that. But saying all that really sets up this like, oh my God, I've got to go all in. I've got to get organized. You know, like, I think some people start a challenge before they're really mentally ready. And that's why typically in week 2, they just quit. So I feel like if we do all these things at the beginning, then they're going to do their 3 weeks, and then they're going to do another. They're going to want to be in your next challenge, because it's going to have changed their life so much. And then they're going to become a coach on your team, because they're going to be feeling so amazing, because they're going to have just gotten results from a challenge or two. So all this groundwork is something that Deidre and I really have never done before. And I hate that, because I know that our business could have just excelled and we could have helped so many more people on a deeper level. But moving forward, these are the things that we're going to do. So, you know, that was what Deidre was kind of talking about, is setting expectations. You know, what are your expectations for your group? How strict you want to be, that's up to you. And if you want it, Deidre and I have been pretty lenient for the past 2.5 years, and it's really it's not worked in our favor, because people flake off in week 2. They just,
and then they say, like, well, I wasn't really in it. Well, we didn't really make, you know, it's like, we didn't want to seem harsh and cold and like, you have to be on. in some groups we said we're not cheating, we're going all in 100%. But then, you know, sometimes it's like, well, I'm not doing that, and I'm living 80-20, and I'm promoting being balanced. Like, how am I going to expect them to do that?
But like, as a coach,
yeah, we've already been through that.
Remember, you've already done your first challenge. So you're a little bit more lenient on yourself because you're now living probably more the 80-20 lifestyle. But a person that joins you for the first time, remember your mindset the very first challenge you did. Like, I was freaking in it. My whole family knew. I was not going to quit because I told my whole family. So although you might have a lenient mindset, you cannot let your challengers see your lenient mindset because that's not fair to them. Like, if they're going to succeed, they have got to have that mindset that you had your first challenge, because that's the only reason you completed it, and that's the only reason you got results and wanted to coach. So you've got to make it as serious as possible, because the more serious they are, the better chance they'll get results, the better chance they'll join your team.
So just kind of like we're doing with Core de Force, make them take a picture with their calendar hung up, make them send you a contract, make them send you their before and afters or their measurements. If you're using the Challenge Tracker app, which there's good and bad, we know, but it is great because it has all of that where they can just plug all that in, and you can select, share it with your coach and make them do that. So you will have that, you know, access to that on their app, and that just sets that tone for the group, because they're like, I mean, you wouldn't believe my people that I'm making them do that. They're like, okay, this is so embarrassing. And I'm like, no, this isn't for me. This is for you. You know, it's just, this is to hold you accountable. And they're all doing it. Not one person has told me I'm not going to send you a picture. And this whole time, in my mind, I've been thinking, oh, they're not going to like that. Well, too bad. I mean, you know, we want them to get results, so we've got to get uncomfortable.
So another thing is, you know, for the Health Bet, we're required to do our challenge group through the app. And, you know, Deidre and I don't really love the Challenge Tracker app, but, you know, we're trying. But one thing that you could do to make it easier and, you know, the reason why we don't really love the app is because you can't go live, and it's hard to post videos, you know, you have to download them to YouTube. So what you could do is literally open the app group and then open also a Facebook group. And some things that you could do is you could say, hey guys, I have y'all in both these groups, but just know that our check-ins are always going to be on the app. And then come over to our Facebook group. You can see me go live sometimes. And honestly, like, we just did the dance party, which I get it is out of your comfort zone, but great things happen outside of your comfort zone. Like, you could literally go to your Facebook group, get a live video going, and just turn on some music and be like, this song is my jam right now. It's getting me going. Like, I just wanted to share it with y'all. Like, the fun, quirky little things that you can do that make them laugh or smile or just make them have a better day, like, they're going to thank you for that. So it wouldn't be that much more work for you to open both groups. It would actually make your group better because you get the best of both worlds. You can go in that Facebook group and do just little live videos, share the way you cook, share your recipe, share things that motivate you. I get it that you don't think that they're big, but you have been on this journey for a while. When I first started, I didn't know what extra virgin olive oil was. I can't believe it's not butter because I thought that was better than real butter. Like, those are little things that
we take for granted.
I've learned over the past, someone's laughing at me, but I did not know what that was. And those are things that we learn, you know, it's like, I learned so much that I just think these people know, like Ezekiel toast. I don't know what that was before I started. Like, even though you've shared it in a challenge group before, it does not mean that these new people just know it. You've got to it's kind of like teaching. Like, you reteach the same thing, you know, you just keep going. It's new kids constantly coming in. You're repeating yourself and it's repetitive, but you're helping a new batch of students. Another thing that is totally something that we want to start doing is a weekly Zoom with your challengers. Why not? We do weekly Zooms or bi-weekly Zooms as coaches. Get them on a Zoom. Say, hey guys, 8:30 p.m. is a perfect time for me. You know, if you can't get on, that's fine, but I would love to get to know you, and just, you don't have to talk business. You don't have to talk fitness. You can just get to know them. Let them know that you're in their corner and that they have someone that they can talk to instead of just sitting on the couch bored with their boyfriend or husband. Like, it could be a date for them. Just imagine like how you like to sometimes get on Zooms when, you know, they're fun or whatever. Like, same thing for your challengers. You could set up a week. So if you have a 3-week challenge, before it ever starts, you could tell your people, we have a weekly Zoom scheduled every Thursday of the week, every Wednesday. You pick it. You're in charge. Like, that's totally something that would engage your people. Deidre, we said...
Oh, the other thing was the MIA. So if you have built a group that is chatting back and forth, they're talking to each other, they're commenting. If you have that vibe going, one of the things that one of the leaders said was that her groups are so like hands-on and just awesome that they will straight up like call each other out. And she said her people are really fun because she does it and she sets the tone with, what are those little things called that mom does, Caitlin? Or that those people, like, where are you? You know,
memes
at the Diamond Retreat, y'all were showing us these things. What is
Bitmojis?
Yes, thank you, Wendy.
Yes.
Okay, and like they would literally have like the girl and saying like, "Where's Emily?" Like if they would call people out if they hadn't been responding or checking in because their group vibe was so strong, and I'm like, holy cow, like we've never had a group that ever, which some of them have been good, but I don't think we've let it be like silly to where you can do that and they feel comfortable. But it should be like, it should be a fun environment that you could say like, hey, you haven't worked out today. Are you going to work out? You know, so that was just one idea that she put the picture up and we were just, everybody in the audience was like laughing and just like, yes, like that's what we want it to be about. I also love the idea of doing random prizes, and we are going to be doing this in our Core de Force group. The point system is great, and I know some of you, like I know Wendy, like her challenge groups are kick-ass, and she does different things. We have really never had a lot of great success, but probably because our energy and everything wasn't around it. But sometimes when you do a point system, those few people that are so on it, and then the other people that may not have already done all the things feel like there's no way to catch up really, which the people that are doing it should be rewarded. I'm not saying that. But so I love the idea of random prizes like cheap, y'all, like a package of pens, a notepad, sticky notes, a package of Energize, a Shaco sample, something that you could put in your mailbox. You don't have to go to the post office because, you know, I struggle with that. Just something easy and quick that, like, if they did comment on something or if they shared a cool recipe, like, just because, reward them, like, spotlight them, call them out, any kind of little recognition that you can do. We do this. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see how that gets to the chat. It's random. We get way more interaction. Yes, because then they never know, and they're on their toes. Like, they never know when they could get rewarded, and I just think that is fun.
It's not something that you need to spend a lot of money on. Like a pack of gum. Like, I would be so pumped if I got a pack of gum in the mail. Like, I love gum. So it literally can just be like a rubber band package, like anything that just makes them feel special.
Unrelated to fitness. I love that. Yeah, just fun.
Unrelated. So that was, thanks for saying that. That's our next topic is, you know, the check-ins, like, Deidre and I have done this for 2 years now. Our check-ins have been pretty boring. Comment below after you've done your workout, or comment below after you drank your shake. Well, bull crap. Like, that's so old. That gets so old. It's so boring. People see it and they're like, whatever. I don't have to comment. Change it up. Like, especially with the holidays coming up, so many fun things you could say. Like, comment below any fall decoration, like a picture of your fall decorations, or comment below a picture of your kid's Halloween costume, which I know that's old. Comment below, like, what's your favorite thing about Shakeology, or what's your favorite part of your workout today? Like, make it more interesting to where your people actually read what you say. You know, comment below. What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we had 51 comments on our November 1st, totally random, about dancing. Like, that's straight up more comments than I think we've had on any post, any check-in. And it was nothing to do about Beachbody, but that's the point of, like, getting to know each other. And I hope that you guys are going to go back through and read them. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. But I have been reading them, and it's like you get to know a little bit about that person, and you get to, you know, hear and build. So if your challenge groups are smaller or whatever, you're able to connect with them and learn little bits about their life where you feel like you're growing a friendship. And, you know, that's what this is all about. It's not to make a Facebook post and say, like, oh, I met this person and she's my friend, but I really know nothing about her. Like, how much more genuine would you feel about it, and would you be able to say if you do have those true connections, because you do know silly, quirky things that you would know about your brother, your sister, you know, your best childhood friend. So
comment below. In our last group, I said, comment below a picture of your toy room.
Yeah, that was
like, the people were like, oh my God, thank you. You just made me clean my toy room because I had to take a picture of it. Comment below a picture of your bed once you make it today. Oh my God, thank you. You made me make my bed. Like, stupid stuff that just makes it's not that it's not that that's going to make them do their workout that day, but that's going to make them be more interacting in your challenge group. And that's what we're trying to do.
Right.
And then another thing that I had wrote down is, you know what, if you've been a coach for 4 months, if you've been a coach for a year and a half, whatever it is, if you've run challenge groups that you're not really proud of, or that you know that you could do better, go back to your old people and just say, look, I have completely revamped my challenge group. I have come up with so many amazing ideas and fun things that are going to hold you accountable, make it fun to stay active throughout the holidays. I just want to let you know I have a group starting this day or this day. If you want in, I would love to have you in my new challenge group. Those old people, they might just be dying to have another chance. They've already come to you once. You already kind of know them. You deserve a second chance, and they deserve a second chance. So don't cross people off just because they never posted in your challenge group before. Maybe it wasn't a good time for them, or maybe your challenge group just sucked. I mean, so maybe your next one will be so much better, and y'all both can just have a fresh start. So I'm going to do that myself. We have this Core de Force group going on. So if I'm doing a daily Core de Force workout and I'm posting about it, if I get anyone that is wanting to do Core de Force, I'm going to stick them in our Core de Force test group. But then I also have a challenge group that started today, and I have one starting November 28th on the app. And so I'm going to post about that date. I'm going to get it out there and tell my old people, if you want a round, or if you want to get 3 weeks of good health under your belt before Christmas, like, let's do this. And even if they don't order Shakeology, or even if they don't get back on HD or order a program, like, I'm not worried about that. I want them to have another chance. If I've let them down in the past with a sucky challenge group, then they deserve to have another chance, because maybe January 1st, they'll be ready to order Shakeology. I mean, we all know that this time of year is tight for budgets. We're all traveling for the holidays. We're all buying Christmas presents. I don't expect people to order from me today or tomorrow, but I know that if I post and I put myself out there, they might be ready January 1st. That's just my mindset. So those are kind of those longer groups, whatever. But you guys, the free groups, please start doing one free group a month. And there are so many options. If you guys, hopefully you watched Jen Richardson's live little call in our little diamond group about challenge groups. And I love, love, love her. And we need to get those 2 files from her. But one of them was doing a PD, 1 week free personal development group. And just nothing about health and fitness actually, but just doing that and getting like your mind right. Or there's so many things with the holidays that you could do. You could do a gift group. I have had people loved. I did a cleaning, like a clean out your cabinets group. People loved that one. That I did want to touch on my BOD group that I did, because
I did only have 2 people actually sign up for the free account.
No, not only 2 people.
I know. But I say that because I did have more people post like asking about it and like what it like they were like I'm gonna do it and then they didn't, and that's okay because yes, why I'm excited is because I had 100% success rate. So those 2 people like now are starting with a full group, and actually they're still even posting in the free group.
So talk to us like we're new coaches because you're over my head. So what's a bod group?
Okay, so I've been wanting to do this. This is kind of one of the things, and this is the thing I just read in the Get Over Your Damn Self book, is she said that sometimes we are so busy making plans and organizing and having the perfect picture, spreadsheet, check-in list that we aren't actually doing, okay? Take that in. Your group doesn't have to be perfect before you start. If you never advertise it and post about it, you won't have anybody to be in your perfectly little beautiful pictured group, okay? So I finally just did it. I posted that I'm going to be doing a completely free group where you have access to the programs that I have been doing at home. I'm going to provide a meal plan and accountability, and I'm going to be checking in with you. We are going to be getting our health and fitness in check. You can go to my page and read my little blurb about it. But anyway, what they do is then I send them my link to the free Beachbody On Demand account. So they have to actually set up their free account before I add them in my group. And this is where I've messed up before, is I just start adding people into a free group. They get the meal plan and they check out. So I didn't give them the meal plan. I didn't even let them in the group until they set up their free account and sent me their before pictures. So here's a free group, and I'm holding them accountable from day one. So got them in the group. I went on and did a little live video about how it's going to work, that they have to do a workout every day from the Beachbody On Demand website that they have their free access to. I listed out some samples that were on there that are my favorites, mostly just the newer programmed ones like 21 Day Fix, Extreme. I did a Body Beast. I did a Max 30, a PiYo. So let them like see their options, and then I talked to them. So on day one, both girls were messaging me about Shakeology because in my meal plan that I finally gave them, I had that they could replace a meal with Shakeology, and they're like, well, wait, what's this? And I said, I'm going to get to that later this week. I'm going to talk to you about it. Right now, I just want you to focus on what workout you're doing and trying to implement some of these things into your meal plan. So I didn't try to sell them. I didn't send them a link. I didn't give them the whole spill. 2 days later, I got on live and I just talked to them about my story. It was like 20 minutes. It was long, but I started at day one and where I used to be, unhealthy, blah, 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 transitioned to like how I got started with this. And then I talked about my journey. I talked about why I love it, what it's done for me. So it wasn't just about Shakeology, but because that really is the center of everything, that's what it turned into. They were asking questions. And after that, I did tell them about price in the live video. And then they were like, well, how do we order? And I said, well, here's the deal. You start with the program. And I really want to make sure you guys find a program that you love. So as of that day, they had only done 2 or 3 workouts. So I was like, I want you to do this other one tomorrow, and then we'll decide what's best for you. And I just feel like because, and y'all, this was the end of the month. I ended at Success Club 7. I could have like pushed them to decide and do this, but I decided like it would be more beneficial for me if they get the program that they love than to push them into something that they're going to quit just so that I could get my Success Club points. And that was something that I had to swallow because in the past, I would have been like, let's go with this. I think you're going to love it. But now I feel really confident that they are going to love it, that they're going to go all in. They've sent me now more before pictures. They're in the app group. And I just feel good about it. So, and one girl's actually still posting in the free group.
So a couple of things about BOD is you sign up, you get a free account for a month. And after a month that you have to put your credit card in whenever you're signing up for your free account, which Beachbody is changing that in November or December to where you don't have to put your credit card in, so that it kind of helps with, just peace of people like, oh, I don't have to put my credit card in, I'm good. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, you put your credit card in, and then like what Deidre told her people is, it will charge you in a month, but I'm going to message you before that and I'll help you cancel it if it's not something you want to keep. And if it is something you want to keep, that's great. You'll get charged $34 every quarter. If not, don't worry, I'll cancel it.
Right.
And that's just, so the BOD challenge group, one thing that I recommend is making it 7 days. I don't recommend 5 because you want people to have to go through a weekend, because 21 Day Fix, Core de Force, Country Heat, they're all 7-day programs. It's not a 5-day, you get the weekend off. Like, you want people to have to sacrifice and to figure out clean eating on a weekend when most people just fall off the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. So I had 7 days. And so another thing is, what if you ran a free BOD group once a month and you got one person a month? That's 12 more people a year than you have now. I mean, it's just these free groups, like, because of the way that social media is right now, and people are selling Plexus and people are selling Avocare and It Works. You have got to make yourself more authentic. You have got to make yourself more genuine, and you have got to just show people that you're not here to just make a sell. You want to help them. And the way to do that is through these free groups. The Crockpot group, that's fun. But that's not teaching them anything about fitness. I really like the BOD group because, believe it or not, Beachbody is transitioning over to BOD. Within the next 3 to 5 years, we'll probably be all the way on BOD. So it's like, just get in the groove of like figuring out BOD and letting people see how awesome it is to have trainers literally on your computer or your phone. And
we went through the whole thing. Like, I talked to them about the free app that comes with it that they can download. They don't even have to have Wi-Fi. If they save those things onto their app. We talked about all of those things, and so they really see all that they're getting. And at the end of that, so here's the deal. Like, a lot of people are scared of BOD, I think, because I think, and this is me too, I felt like, if I give them a free group and then they get access to all this stuff, what's going to make them want to then do a full challenge? Well, for one, Shakeology, but two is that I didn't make it that BOD is the answer to all of their problems. Like, we then talked about the containers, the meal planning that they're going to be in. Then we have a bigger group that is, more the longer, the long term. And we talked about BOD as a supplement. So it's not the total package. It gives you a supplement to what you are getting, that physical box that you get in the mail that you can open, and that you have all of these graphics and pictures, and this meal plan book was beautiful. It's just like enticing when you open that box up. They do a very good job with their DVD fold out kits. And I don't care, 3 to 5 years if we don't have that. We do have them now. So, get them in the free thing if you can, and then talk to them and say, like, you get this package, like $10 with your shake. You get those containers, or more than that if you want to get them themselves. Like, hello, people, this is the big, like, an awesome deal. And then what I said was, you get then BOD for 30 more days that you can have access to doing different programs if you want, or on your off day, or you want to try out what's next. You have 30 more days that you can have that, whatever. So that's kind of how I went with it. And my people are using BOD, and then when they ordered their program, they don't have to stop working out to wait for their box to come in. They're just moving right on along, because they can log in. Same thing that you guys are going to do with Core de Force. You don't have to wait for that box. So it's so awesome that we get that the day that we order, or 24 hours later that we order, so that they can get started and they're not waiting. So they're starting when they're super excited. So
I think that the main topic is just to, like, as much as it's hard if you've been a coach for a while, but what Deidre and I are trying to tell you is we're really trying to shift our mindset towards free groups and getting genuine people and not just making a sell, but getting to know the person. And I love that. I read that in that same book, Deidre. If you're waiting for this perfect time and this perfect opportunity and this perfect post, it's not going to come. Life is not perfect. You have got to just rip the Band-Aid and put yourself out there. Do you know when the bot app will go to Android? Yeah, they said that at Leadership.
Oh, yeah, they did. It's coming. It's coming. Hey, really quick, we have, sorry, we'll have to look that up. Less than a minute. Our leaders have stepped up for you guys, and they're going to be doing a live Zoom. I'm going to be posting the calendar after this. Please make it a non-negotiable. We'll get on at least one a week. We have all different times throughout the week, different days, just to feel that energy of what a little power 30 minutes could do.
Lives, like, it's just literally, it's an accountability group of coaches. We're getting on, we're working, we can talk through things. We're inviting, we're posting. Like, it's no talking if you don't want it to be, but that's what those live power hours are. So if you haven't got on one, you don't even have to show your face if you don't want to, but it's making you work for 40 minutes when you might not if you didn't have that accountability.
And so, I think it also takes the scariness out of it. You hear us talk about live, like a power hour, and you don't know what that means. This kind of takes the guesswork out, and it gives you a little plan that then you can follow on your own when you have 30 minutes or, whatever time.
Well, I'm going to smile really fast, and I really hope that I can get Wendy's sleep.